To her face they called her baby, angel, chocolate queen, my love. And Linda loved it. Linda was a beautiful, chocolate-skinned girl in her mid-20s. Her skin was smooth like melted cocoa and shone whenever the sun touched it. Her eyelashes were long, her lips full, her smile bright. When she walked down the street in her fitted jeans and small handbag, men turned, boys stared, and bike riders almost forgot they were on the road. But behind her beauty there was a problem. Linda was a scammer. Not the kind of scammer that sent emails to foreigners. Not the kind that hacked bank accounts. Her own style was very simple. Send me transport money, baby. I'm coming to see you. And after she collected the money, she never went. In secondary school, boys gave her biscuit and recharge card. In Polytechnic it became money, wigs and phone repairs. She learned fast. Smile here. Soft baby there. A fake promise of visit. Transport money secured. She became a professional at it without even calling it fraud in her mind. To her it was a game. Linda's phone was her most powerful tool. She could chat with 5 men at once without mixing their names. Good morning, love face blowing a kiss. Hey baby, how did you sleep? I was thinking about you all night. At least twice a week, she dropped the famous line. I want to come and see you, but I don't have transport. That sentence was her key. Most men rushed. How much is transport? Send your account number. Is 10K okay? The money would land. And immediately, her brain began to work on the excuse she would use later. If rain started falling, she smiled. Babe, this rain no gree stop everywhere is flooded. I can't come again today. If it was a normal sunny day, she picked another one. I'm having serious menstrual cramps. Blood is too heavy. I can't even stand up. Sometimes. I came out but no taxi is stopping. I've been standing for 2 hours. My mummy just called family emergency meeting. My uncle slumped. I'm so sorry. If the man complained too much, she blocked him. By the time Linda was 24, she had collected transport money from more than 30 men. Some gave 2K, some 5K, some 15K, some 20K. She didn't work a regular job. She sold small things online now and then, but most of her money came from this transport hustle. On weekends, Linda and her friend Kiki would eat at good restaurants, dress well, take pictures and upload on social media. Where una see money? People asked. They just laughed. God is good, Linda would say, smiling. But not everybody was laughing. One of Linda's victims was Tiga, a quiet guy who worked as a graphics designer. He wasn't rich, but he was managing. When Linda met him on Instagram, he thought he had seen an angel. She liked some of his pictures. He liked all of hers. She replied his DM with, "Hi dear relieved face. It took only 3 days before she said, I want to see you. But transport is a problem." Tiga had been saving for his mother's drugs. She had high blood pressure and her medicine was not cheap. But he liked Linda, really liked her. He felt if she met him they could build something. He sent her 15,000 naira. That evening she didn't show. Rain started later that night, loud on his zinc roof, and she sent a message. Baby, I'm so sorry. This rain ruined everything. I even dressed. He believed her. They fixed another date. This time she claimed her menstrual cramps were too much. She sent crying emojis. He worried. He told her to rest. She told him, "You're so sweet." The third time, she said she was already on the road, but bike men refused to enter her street because of area boys. She painted a very sad story. After that, she stopped replying his messages. Later he found out he was blocked. Tiga sat in his single room one night, staring at the ceiling, anger burning in his chest. People are wicked, he whispered. On a Friday evening, in a small bar with loud music and weak fans, 5 young men sat around a plastic table. Tiga, Mikel, Somto, Jerry, and Vincent. They were old school friends who tried to meet once in a while. They drank, laughed, and complained about life. Then the talk shifted to women and heartbreak. Mikkel slammed his drink on the table. There is one girl that scammed me and up till now, I never forget it. What did she do? Jerry asked. She collected 20K from me for transport. This was last year. I never see her face till today. The others laughed. Her name is Linda, he added. Tiga froze. Wait. Which Linda? Chocolate skin, small waist. Always doing fine girl on Instagram. Tiga slowly put his cup down. That girl collected 15K from me, transport. Somto lifted his head. Linda. You mean Linda with the curly hair and that small gap in front teeth? Yes. Somto whistled. She collected 10K from me too. Jerry stared. You people know Linda. This world is small. She collected 7K from me and blocked me after 2 fake dates. All eyes turned to the last person on the table. Vincent. He was the calmest, smartest among them. He worked as an IT consultant, and people usually came to him when they had problems with documents or computers. He looked at all of them one by one and then smiled slowly. So, 4 of you were scammed by the same girl. They nodded. Interesting, he said softly. They began to talk at the same time, angry, ashamed, and bitter. They felt stupid, foolish, used. She thinks we are idiots. She will still do it to other guys. This is fraud now. It's not joke. Vincent listened quietly. Then he leaned forward. Do you people want justice, he asked, or just to shout and go home? The table went silent. Justice, Tiga said slowly. Real justice, Somto added. Okay, Vincent said. No beating. No touching. No nonsense. But she must understand that fraud has consequences. Vincent spent the next 2 nights studying. He created a new Instagram account. Mr. A. Adeyemi, founder, Skybridge Logistics Limited. He downloaded pictures of a big office, meeting rooms, company events. He edited them and made everything look real and expensive. He followed Linda, liked a few of her pictures. Linda noticed the account quickly. Who is this one again? She muttered, clicking his profile. Founder. Logistics. Abuja and Lagos. She read out loud, eyes shining. Within minutes he sent a DM. Hello Linda. Your pictures are impressive. I'm looking for a brand ambassador for my company. Someone with your look and confidence. Pay is 300,000 per month if you qualify. Her hand shook a little as she read it. 300K per month. She could already see herself taking pictures in an office, traveling, making money. She replied fast. Good evening, sir. Pleading face, I'm very much interested, sir. Vincent replied politely like a busy professional. We can have a brief meeting this weekend. I prefer quiet environments, so I do most first meetings at my home office. Are you okay with that? Linda didn't even think. Yes, sir. I'm okay with that. Good. I will send you the address. Be there by 10 a.m. Don't be late. When the address came and she saw it belonged to a nice estate, she smiled. Big man, she whispered. God has finally answered my prayer. She didn't know that 5 men were waiting for her. Saturday morning came bright and clear. Linda stood in front of her small mirror, applying lip gloss slowly. She wore a fitted gown that stopped just above her knees, simple earrings and a small gold chain. Her bag was neat, her perfume soft but strong enough to make a statement. Kiki called her. Babe, where you day go like this? Linda laughed proudly. One CEO wants to sign me as brand ambassador. Big logistics company. Money don't come. Aha. See you. God when. Kiki teased. I beg no forget your girls when money land. Linda smiled. I got us. She booked a ride and headed to the estate. Inside the car, she imagined posing for pictures in front of trucks and company banners, holding microphone at company events, traveling to Dubai one day. She was so lost in the dream that she didn't notice her driver staring at her through the mirror. They arrived. She stepped out, smoothed her dress, and walked to the gate. Vincent had given instructions to the security man. Linda. Uzma. You're welcome. Go straight, second house by the right, the guard said. Her heart beat fast as she approached the door. She knocked. The door opened. Inside, she saw a spacious sitting room with a center table, leather chairs, and 4 young men sitting around. Tiga, Mikel, Somto, and Jerry. Her smile faded a little. Good morning, she said slowly. They all greeted back, but there was something strange in their eyes. Before she could ask questions, another door opened, and Vincent walked in wearing a clean shirt and glasses, carrying a file. Ah, Miss Linda, he said with a small smile. You made it. Please sit. She sat on the edge of a chair, suddenly aware of the tension in the room. Vincent remained standing. He opened the file, but instead of documents, he brought out a printed screenshot. Then another. Then another. He spread them on the table. Linda, he said quietly, do you know what this is? She leaned forward, her heart racing. On the printed papers were WhatsApp and Instagram screenshots. Her chats. Her own words. Send me transport, please. I will come, baby, I promise. Rain is too heavy. My menstrual cramps are killing me. I can't get a taxi. We have emergency meeting. Her throat went dry. This is from Tiga, Vincent said, pointing. 15K. This is from Mikel. 20K. This is from Somto. 10K. This is from Jerry. 7K. Linda swallowed hard. He looked directly into her eyes. How many men have you done this to? She looked away. Linda, how many? He repeated, voice still calm. I don't know, she whispered. Maybe 20, 30. Tiga clenched his jaw. Michael's fists tightened. Jerry looked like he wanted to shout, but Vincent raised his hand slightly and they all kept quiet. You didn't just collect gifts, Vincent said. You planned to deceive. That is fraud. Tears gathered in Linda's eyes. I needed money, she said weakly. Things are hard. Things are hard for everybody. Tiga snapped, rising slightly. My mother's drugs waited because I sent you money. You were laughing somewhere while I was worried sick. Linda flinched. Vincent spoke again, steady. If you were honest, if you said, please help me, I'm broke, maybe some of them would still have given you. But you played with people's feelings and money. Linda wiped her eyes. Please. I'm sorry. Vincent sighed. This is not about sorry only. Actions have consequences. He picked up his phone. Do you know how many people we have found that you scammed? We didn't even reach everybody. Some were too ashamed to talk. Some just cursed you and moved on. But a few have agreed to do something. He dialed a number. Officer Grace, we are ready. Linda's eyes widened. Police, she whispered. The door opened. A woman in plain clothes walked in. She had calm eyes but carried authority in the way she moved. Good morning, she greeted. Who is Linda? Linda's legs felt weak. I am. Officer Grace sat down. These men have shown me enough proof, she said. What you are doing is obtaining money by false pretense. That is a criminal offense. Linda burst into tears. Please, I don't want to go to prison. The officer was not smiling. If they press full charges and gather more victims, you can be in serious trouble, she said. But they have agreed to settle this in a way that teaches you a lesson without destroying your life, if you cooperate. At the police station later that day, Linda sat on a wooden bench, red-eyed and shaking. The room was hot. A ceiling fan turned slowly above, making a tired humming sound. Other officers walked in and out. People came to lay complaints. Some stared at her, not knowing why she was there. But in her mind, everybody was looking at her and saying, Fuds, transport scammer. Eve. Officer Grace placed a sheet in front of her. This is an undertaking, she said. You will write it in your own handwriting, sign it, and we will keep it in our record. Linda read what was already typed on the paper. She was to admit that she had collected money under false pretense from multiple men. Promise to refund every kobo she had taken from those who came forward. Agree to do community service under police supervision. Accept that if she was caught again in any similar fraud, the case would be reopened and she would be charged to court. Her hands trembled as she took the pen. Tiga stood at the corner watching. His heart was not happy, but there was a strange calmness in seeing justice stand in front of him. Linda began to write. While she wrote, Officer Grace added one more condition. You will also call each person you scammed, those who have agreed to come forward, and apologize to them on loudspeaker in my presence, she said. Linda looked up in horror. Please no, I beg. My voice. Officer Grace shook her head. You should have thought about your voice when you were lying to them, she said. Vincent and the others said nothing. They simply listened. The next hour was the most painful hour of Linda's adult life. She dialed numbers one by one. Some numbers rang and rang. Some went to voicemail. But some picked. Hello, a man's voice said. Good afternoon, Linda said, voice already breaking. Yes. Who is this? This is Linda, the girl you sent transport money to. Last year. I'm calling from the police station. I scammed you. Lied. I am very sorry. There was silence. Then a bitter laugh. So you know you are a scammer. I'm sorry, she whispered. Officer Grace signaled her to continue. I am calling to tell you that I will be refunding your money. Police are aware. I'm really sorry. One man said, God will judge you, and cut the call. Another said, I forgive you. Just change. By the time she finished, Linda's face was swollen from crying. Vincent stepped outside for fresh air, feeling heavy. This wasn't fun. He didn't enjoy seeing someone break like that. But he remembered his mother's voice when she asked why he sent money to that fine girl. Some women take advantage of good hearts, she had said quietly. He exhaled and went back in. They gave Linda 3 months to repay everything. She had no job. Her savings were not enough. Officer Grace warned her. If you run, your file is here. If you continue scamming, we will not be soft next time. So Linda did something she never imagined she would do. She got a real job. A small cleaning company hired her to clean offices and homes. The pay was not much, but she accepted. She woke up early, packed her cleaning bag, and moved from one location to another, washing toilets, wiping desks, mopping floors. At first, she was angry, bitter, and ashamed. This is beneath me, she told herself. But each time that thought came, she remembered Tiga's words. My mother's drugs waited because I sent you money. She remembered the tears that stood in his eyes when he said that. She remembered the voice of one of the victims on the phone. Do you know I borrowed that money for you because I thought you cared? The guilt was heavier than any mop bucket. Every 2 weeks, Linda went to the police station with Officer Grace, who helped her arrange repayment to the victims who agreed to collect back their money. Some refused. One man said, Keep it. I don't want it. Just don't do this to anyone again. His words cut deeper than an insult. Before the 3 months ended, word had started spreading in her area. Have you heard? That Linda, the one that always posts fine pictures online, she was caught scamming men. She went to police station. She even cleaned offices to pay back. Gossip moved faster than wind. Some of her old contacts stopped picking her calls. Some girls who used to admire her distanced themselves. Her own mother heard a twisted version of the story first. One evening, Mama Rose confronted her in the compound. Linda, what am I hearing outside? That you're duping men. That police are involved. Linda stood still, hands shaking. Mummy, Is it true? The shame was too much. She dropped to her knees. Yes, Mama. It is true. I was doing transport scam. I've stopped. I'm paying back. Mama Rose's face broke. I suffered for you. I may be poor, but I am not a thief. Why will you stain my name like this? She cried. Linda cried too. I'm sorry. I felt like nobody would help us. I was tired of begging. You think this is help? Mama Rose shouted. This is shame. Look at me, I cannot walk well to market again. My daughter that should be lifting me up is the one dragging my name in the gutter. Linda couldn't speak. She just wept. That night she packed a small bag. The next morning before sunrise she left the state. She arrived in another city where nobody knew her. There she started life like a stranger. She rented a small room at the back of an old building. Got a cleaning job again. Lived quietly. Sometimes at night she scrolled through Instagram, looked at pretty girls posting pictures in fine cars, hotels and restaurants, and her heart would itch. A tiny voice whispered, "You can start again. New city, new men. They don't know you here. Just open a new page and continue the game." But another voice answered, "Next time you may not be lucky. Next time it may be prison. Next time it may be worse." She also remembered the faces at the station. The disappointment. The pain she caused. One day on her way home from work, she passed by a small cafe and saw a girl sitting with a man. The girl was laughing sweetly and saying, "Transport is the problem, honestly. If you just send me something I will come. I promise." Linda stopped walking. The words sounded too familiar. Rainy days. Menstrual cramps. No taxi. Emergency meeting. She saw her old self in that girl. Without thinking, she walked up to them. "Excuse me," she said softly. The girl and the man looked up, surprised. "I'm sorry for disturbing," Linda continued, looking at the girl directly. "But I once said the exact same thing to men, and it ended very badly for me. Please don't start what you cannot handle. It looks small now, but it will destroy your peace." The girl frowned. "Auntie, it's not your business," she snapped. Linda smiled sadly. "I thought so too once," she said. "I just wanted quick money. I thought I was smart. But smartness without conscience is foolishness." She turned to the man. "Uncle, if you want to help her, help from your heart. But don't force or bribe love. It will only bring pain later." She walked away before they could say more. As she left, her eyes filled with tears. This is who I want to be now, she thought. Not a scammer. A warning. Years passed. Linda changed jobs, working as a receptionist in a small office. Her boss liked her because she was now honest and hardworking. She stopped lying about small things. She kept records well. She arrived early and closed late. She joined a small church not far from her house, and slowly her heart began to heal. But one day, during a youth meeting at church, the leader made an announcement. "Next Sunday," he said, "we are holding a special program on fraud and consequences. We need someone with a real story to talk to our youths. Someone who has made mistakes but changed. If you know anyone, please see me after service." Linda sat still. Her heart raced. Should I? She wondered. Will they judge me? Laugh at me? Avoid me? But another voice said, "If you hide your story, someone may repeat your mistake." After service, she walked slowly to the youth leader. I have a story," she said quietly. The following Sunday, the small church hall was full. Young people filled the plastic chairs, some standing at the back. There was soft music, then prayer, then short drama. After that, the youth leader took the microphone. "Today we have someone who wants to share a real experience," he said. "Please welcome Sister Linda." Linda walked to the front, heart pounding, hands sweating. She took the microphone and looked at all the faces. Some knew her as the quiet receptionist. None knew her full past. "My name is Linda," she began, voice shaking slightly. "I want to tell you about the biggest mistake of my life." She spoke slowly. She talked about poverty. She talked about how she grew up feeling small and invisible. How she discovered that her beauty attracted attention. How a small lie, "Send me transport, I'm coming," became a habit. She described different excuses she used. Vein, cramps, exes, emergency meeting. She didn't hide anything. She told them how many men she scammed. How 4 of them turned out to be friends. how they set a trap for her. She told them about Officer Grace, the police station, the undertaking, the apology calls, the community service, the cleaning, the gossip, the shame, her mother's tears. Some people in the audience were already wiping their eyes. I am not proud of my past, she said. I hurt people who trusted me. I made men doubt good women. I dragged my family name in the mud. I could have gone to prison. I could have destroyed my future completely. But God gave me another chance. She looked around the hall, eyes shining with tears. If you are here and you are doing something similar, using people's emotions to get money, stop now. There is no glory in fraud. There is no peace in scam. The money finishes quickly, but the stain on your name will follow you. The hall was very quiet. For the men, she continued softly, please also be careful. Don't think every soft voice in your DM genuinely loves you. Don't rush to send money because of beauty. Also value yourself. She ended her story with a small, sad smile. I am still paying the price of what I did, she said. I moved to another city. Started again. But every time I look back, I remember one thing clearly. Fraud is easy to start, but very hard to escape. Please learn from my life. Don't repeat it. The church clapped, not loudly, but sincerely. Some girls looked shaken. Some boys looked thoughtful. After the program, people came to greet her. Some thanked her for her honesty. A few looked at her with new respect, not because of what she did before, but because she was brave enough to face it. As she stepped outside to get some air, she saw a familiar face standing under a tree near the gate. Her heart stopped. It was Vincent. Older, a bit fuller in the face, but still with the same calm eyes. For a second she thought she was dreaming. He walked toward her slowly. Linda, he said. She swallowed. Vincent. They stood looking at each other for a moment. All the memories rushed back. The living room, the screenshots, the officer, the tears. How did you get here? She asked finally. He smiled a little. I moved here last year for work. Someone invited me to this church. I didn't know you were the Linda they were talking about until you started telling the story, he said. I wanted to be sure, so I waited. Linda looked away, ashamed. I'm really sorry, she said quietly. For everything. I know, he replied gently. I saw your face that day at the station. I knew you were broken. That's why I told the officer we shouldn't push for prison if you agreed to pay back. She blinked in surprise. You were the one. He nodded. I believed you could change. I'm happy I was right. Tears filled her eyes. Do you still hate me? She asked. Vincent shook his head. No. I forgave you a long time ago, he said. I was angry then, but anger doesn't last forever. Besides, seeing you like this, warning others, that is better justice than seeing you behind bars. Linda covered her mouth as a small sob escaped. Thank you, she whispered. He smiled again. Just keep going straight, he said. Your story will save many people. They stood quietly for a moment as the sound of church songs floated from inside. Linda looked up at the sky. She was no longer Madame Transport. No longer the girl who collected money and blocked people. No longer the scammer running from her own shadow. She was a woman who had fallen, been caught, faced consequences, and then chosen a different path. And deep inside she knew. She could never undo the past, but she could use it to change the future. And that was how Linda's life began again. Not with a lie in someone's DM, but with a truth on her lips and a scar in her heart that reminded her every day. Quick money can cost you a lifetime of peace.